My name is Damala. I'm going to explain about the introduction. So basically, the Marine Department is a government department under the purview of the Ministry of Transport Malaysia. The objective is to manage the administrative related to shipping and ports, including maritime affairs within the Malaysian waters. Before the establishment of the Marine Department of Peninsular Malaysia, there were three separate marine departments, include Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, and Sarawak, each headed by three different head of services. The Marine Department is administer shipping and port affairs as well as maritime affairs in Malaysian waters.
Hi, a very good day to everyone, and my name is Rachel Saleh. So for now, I'm going to explain about the company of Marine Department vision, mission, and objective. So the first thing that I'm going to explain is their company vision, which is the Marine Department wants to become the leader of maritime transportation system. So means that the company wants to become the leader in the maritime transportation. So that's their vision. And their mission is to establish the maritime transportation system based on the development and monitoring national and international standards. So they clearly stated that their mission is to develop and monitoring national and international wise. So that's their mission. And the company of Marine Department, the main goal and their objective is to spur towards the quality development of nation maritime policy by establishing safe, secure maritime transportation and maritime environmental protection. So their main focus and their main goal is always to save, secure the maritime transportation, and at the same time they want to save and secure the maritime environmental protection. So this is the thing that always they focus and they are main goal as well. So yeah, the Maritime Department's vision mission is this. So for now, I'm going to explain about the type of the organization of the company. So the type of the organization of the company of Marine Department Malaysia, it's actually a government organization. So Marine Department Malaysia is a government department which is located in the Ministry of Transportation Malaysia, and it was established to administrating shipping, a port affair as well as a fire in Malaysia water in subtle way, which is clearly shows that the Marine Department is actually a government organization. So and also to the supporting points to prove that Marine Department of Malaysia is actually a government organization, it's actually Marine Department of Malaysia, they are using the government policy which is called one service, one delivery, and no wrong delivery or no wrong door. So that's their policy that they are using in their company, which is in Marine Department. So it clearly shows that Marine Department Malaysia, it's actually a government organization. And also for the more information, Marine Department Malaysia, it's actually a government department which is under purview of Ministry of Transportation in the fairly and contrary to popular belief. And also this kind of main functions of Jabatan Laut Malaysia, it's actually to literally and specifically to ensure the navigation of merchant of vessel and also maritime transportation in a very big way. So which is indicate that the Marine Department is actually a government organization. And also as I said that the Marine Department is actually a government organization, and at the same times it clearly shows that the Marine Departments are using the government policy, which I said that one service, one delivery, and no wrong door. So yeah, that's it from me, and thank you so much.
Now I'm going to explain about the role of the organization in the shipping industry. The role of the organization in the shipping industry is to plan, manage, and supervise hydrographic and wreck management activities. Plan, analyze, and assist port management activities. As one step to record, manage, and assist fleet boat management under regional offices. Supervise salvage activities and receiver of wreck. Manage, plan, supervise, and perform activities on hydrography and dredging of the sand mining and sea mining. coordinate and monitor the implementation of port state control and flag state control, coordinate and monitor barter trade activities operation at Malaysian ports, supervise and monitor the implementation of online ship clearance system. So lastly, accepting approval for the procedure of sampling, test and control of moisture content in liquid bulk cargo in compliance with the International Maritime Solid Bulk Cargo Code. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Dimple and I'm going to explain about the quality policy. So, the Marine Department quality policy is that they determine to develop and implement system pertaining to safety of navigation, safety to ship, and then the management, and then the port facility security and conduct of maritime training in the effort to provide a quality and satisfaction service to their client which comply to international standard and national laws. So the next one will be the objective of quality. So the quality policy implementation, the need of it is to fulfill the expectation of stakeholders and ensuring continuously enhancement of the effectiveness of the Marine Department quality management and system. So basically, these are the objectives that are set for the quality policies. The next one will be the workflow of the organization. So basically, there is a long procedure that the Marine Department will take, and you can see in the slide I got attached the procedure. So basically, the first one will be the customer need to send the application to the Marine Department. So the first one will be they will accept the applications and then they will check the applications, and then they will required for the application of SOC. There is also the rules that if the SOC is not required, so the application will be dropped. So there is a like the rules, the SOC must be showed by the customer. And then the next one will be they will send to MFSA. So the MFSA will accept their applications and then they will review, and then only they will endorse the applications, and then they will send to the MFSP, and then the MFSP will review the application, and finally they will endorse the application, and then only they will receive the payment and SOC setup, and then only they will update to the customer, and then they can the customer can follow up with the ID department for their work. And I'm going to explain about the Port Logistic and Maritime Trade Division. So in that they also have their objective, which is the growth of port, logistic and trade through the empowerment of safe and systematic maritime transport system. So the function will be they will formulate and improve their regulations, rules and guidelines for new and existing law. So they will follow the law on that year, and then they will plan, coordinate and regulate the development, management and implementation. That means they will follow the new technologies that will be given by the government. And the last one will be the main committee and the logistic performings relating to the ports, logistic and trade at the national and international level. So the activities that they conduct on this is construct new laws, regulations, guidelines, and then they will update, analyze and add values to the existing laws, and then they will set a policy plan on development, management and implementation at relevant maritime ports, and they will analyze that the regulated and monitor the service operation related to the port, and then the planning, designing and review of relation in the field of port, logistic and trade. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, madam. I'm Kim Nias, who will be explaining about the services provided by the Marine Department, Malaysia. So, basically, the Marine Department is responsible for matters relating to shipping, training, certification, and examination of seafarers of navigation in Malaysian waters. So, They do provide services such as registration of ships and licensing of boats, regulating shipping laws, ship safety inspections, inspection of flag state and port state control, regulating the International Safety Management Code, which is ISM code, verification of international ship and port facility security, ISPS code, marine accident investigation, maritime safety, training and examination. Moving on to the prevention and control of marine pollution. Lastly, it would be implement and monitor the implementation of international convention. So all these services that I've mentioned now are the main services that is offered by the Marine Department Malaysia. So more than that, we couldn't find any other sources or any other information from the previous studies or the portal. The conclusion part, so the Marine Department are determined to develop and implement systems pertaining to safety of navigation. Then, safety of ships, management of seafarers, port facility and security, conduct of maritime training in their effort to provide quality and satisfactory services to the clients which comply to the international standards and national laws. So, as you can see, the Department of Marine Malaysia's transportation sector is an essential part of the economy that has an impact on the country's development and well-being. So, a good and efficient transportation system is essential for Malaysia's economic development, as the country has a highly open and dependent economy that generates a vast volume of the trade that must be delivered to the worldwide markets as well as within the country. So based on the good outcome so far, the Marine and Transport Ministry is especially optimistic that the transportation sector can contribute even more to Malaysia's economic growth in the third quarter of this year. So shipping and all this management of seafarers, port facility security and conduct of maritime training, all of this is a very essential part of the Malaysia's economy as well, as it plays a very vital role in Malaysia's economic growth. So because of the manufactured goods and account for the majority of Malaysian export, the shipping industry is critical to the marine economy. So Malaysia's ambition is to become a worldwide exporter with economies of scale require the development of ports and shipping services that assure quick ship turnover with the reduced waiting time and increased productivity. So shipping industry plays a very important role, as I mentioned before. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Here we have attached the short video of the organization. Please watch it, miss. Thank you.
Keluasan laut meliputi 70% daripada permukaan bumi dan lebih daripada 80% dari jumlah perdagangan global dilaksanakan melalui pengangkutan laut. Sebagai sebuah negara maritim, Malaysia telah lama menggunakan laut sebagai jalan utama untuk tujuan pengangkutan dan perdagangan dengan negara-negara lain. Hari ini, Selat Melaka merupakan salah satu laluan laut utama dunia. Ia mencatatkan aliran trafik lebih dari 80,000 kapal setahun, secara langsung memberi sumbangan yang besar kepada ekonomi maritim negara. Jabatan Laut Malaysia memainkan peranan yang kritikal dalam arena maritim serta menyumbang kepada pembangunan negara. Hasrat jabatan ini adalah untuk membina sistem pengangkutan maritim bertaraf dunia yang memenuhi piawaian kebangsaan dan antarabangsa. Selaras dengan visi dan misinya, Jabatan Laut secara berterusan memacu pertumbuhan maritim kebangsaan dengan moto Safer Ships, Secure Ports, Cleaner Seas. Dasar dan pentadbiran Jabatan Laut dikendali di Ibu Pejabat Laut yang terletak di Pelabuhan Klang, Selangor. Manakala aktiviti penguatkuasaan serta operasi peringkat wilayah dikendalikan oleh Jabatan Laut Wilayah berkaitan. Menghadapi cabaran komersial dan alam sekitar di peringkat domestik dan antarabangsa, Jabatan Laut terus mendorong pertumbuhan pengangkutan maritim di Malaysia dengan melaksanakan fungsinya sebagai pengawal selia, pemberi perkhidmatan serta pemangkin ekonomi sektor maritim. Selaku pentadbir maritim di Malaysia, Jabatan Laut secara aktif menyertai badan-badan antarabangsa dan kerjasama serantau. Ini memperlihatkan komitmen Malaysia untuk mencapai matlamat pembangunan lestari. Dengan peningkatan jumlah kapal-kapal berlayar ke pelabuhan-pelabuhan negara, Jabatan Laut komited untuk memastikan kesemua kapal-kapal tersebut berada di tahap keselamatan yang tertinggi, memenuhi piawaian keselamatan pembinaan kapal, peralatan serta operasi kapal. Manakala aktiviti-aktiviti perkapalan di dalam pelabuhan Malaysia sentiasa dipantau, dikawal dan dijaga. Ini kerana ancaman dari bencana serta kemalangan boleh merosakkan harta benda, kehilangan nyawa dan pencemaran alam sekitar marin negara. Walaupun kemajuan sains dan teknologi perkapalan yang semakin pesat, nilai kemanusiaan tetap menjadi keutamaan tidak berbelah bagi. Kebajikan para pelaut dijaga dan kekompetenan para pelaut menepati piawaian antarabangsa tak kala melaksanakan kewajipan supaya keselamatan nyawa, harta benda dan persekitaran marin terjamin. Selama beberapa dekad, Jabatan Laut Malaysia telah bertungkus lumus memastikan keselamatan pelayaran kapal-kapal yang melalui perairan Selat Melaka dan perairan Malaysia. Isu-isu keselamatan pelayaran mahupun penyediaan dan penyelenggaraan alat bantuan pelayaran yang mencukupi untuk navigasi di Selat Melaka kerap dibincangkan di forum antarabangsa dan serantau. Jabatan Laut Malaysia bertekad menerapkan satu budaya progresif berteraskan kualiti dalam industri maritim, menggabungkan kepatuhan pada kepentingan ESG serta melunaskan kehendak pelanggan sebaik yang mungkin, merealisasikan semakan berkala ke atas sistem pengurusan sedia ada untuk memberikan perkhidmatan yang sejajar dengan perubahan industri dan tuntutan semasa.